how's it going? Hi. Matt, nice to meet you. Okay, so what's the deal here?
Okay, so when I bought this car, I bought it because I was going to school and I was trying to get back and forth to school, so I bought it for $500. My friend was like, "You're doing good, I'm gonna let you buy my car." She sold it to me for $500. When I bought it, it was like, I want to say like 7 or 8, and we drove it here from Drumright. So by the time I got back here, it was dark. So I didn't notice till the next day that it was kind of like smoking from under the hood, like on that side.
And then, so why do you think it's your head gasket?
Because I had Mobile Mechanic King of Tulsa. He came and he looked at it. He had somebody get under it. He was like, "Oh shit, it's your head, it's your gasket. You got a blown gasket."
Oh no, man.
That's
well, I'll do it. I got a combustion test, so we'll run a combustion test.
So when I drove it over here, my mom was like, "It's not. Did it overheat on the way over here?" I said no. And then I sit in my car all the time at night, and the heat and everything still works. It never had air when I bought it. So that was the issue. I was trying to have somebody like figure out what's the wrong.
What do you mean air? Like it never blew from the vents?
AC, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But my heat always works.
Oh, okay, so it blew from the vents. You just didn't have AC.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and pop the hood for me.
It is.
Oh, it's popped.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom was like, "But you don't have white smoke coming out the back. You don't have this. You don't have that."
Oh yeah, no. Well, here's the deal. Because I make awesome videos, TikTok sent me this thing and said, "We would like you to try it out." And this is I have a combustion tester, but I'm excited to use this one because it looks cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, all right, let's get this thing ready. No, this is how it's
like it's been sitting ever since like November.
It's
so,
super.
I haven't driven it nowhere because
oh, so you probably got a dead battery.
Well, no, it turns on.
Oh,
like,
okay. Oh, okay.
Like,
okay.
Yeah. I sit in it every night and I turn it on and.
Need an oil change, pretty black, but let me grab some gloves. I actually own one of these. Okay. Yeah, I've done a timing chain, water pump, the whole thing on it. It's pretty crummy just to like lay underneath and be like, "Oh, it's blown head." How could you even tell it's a blown?
Like he was like, "Pour some." He was like, "Go get water, put it in a like whatever." So when I put it in there, he seen it all pouring out. He was like, "Yeah, that looks like this, doesn't it?" And then the other dude was like, "Yeah." So like I was just like.
So he poured water in it, straight just poured out.
Yeah, I can go get some water to like show you.
To try. Well, I actually think I have some. If I don't, then we can grab them. Oh, immediately rips my glove.
Like he didn't do none of that. Like he just looked under there and was like, "Oh yeah."
Well, you can't tell if it has a blown fucking head gasket from leaking fluid. You know what I mean? Anytime a head gasket fails, it combines your oil and your coolant, and you can just check your oil. And if it's like a good rule of thumb, if it's like milky, which is yours is pretty damn black. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I mean, if it's like milky, then that would be like a easy. Oh, it's a head gasket. I had one of those the other day. Lady I hadn't even posted that video yet, but she just purchased her vehicle and then freaking 4 days later it just like.
Yeah, I was scrolling on Facebook and I saw you on like thinking, I was like, man, I wish he was in Tulsa because everybody was shooting me. And then I seen the video and I was like, that's up the street. You know,
yeah.
Let me message you.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, I like Tulsa. So I'm not even from here. Yeah, it's like drinking it right away.
Yeah, it just like pours straight back down. Like I'm over here. I'm practically leave, so
all right, so it's gonna go travel down this hose. Okay, so I don't see that hose isn't leaking. Did y'all have to start it to see it pour out, or is it straight?
I did start it and I backed the car out a little bit, but when the first time I poured it in there and it all poured out, my car wasn't running.
Oh, okay. It was just sitting there and it poured straight out?
Yeah.
Maybe we need a little bit more water. We'll go ahead and do our combustion test on it first before I go checking for leaks, just so I can get that out of the way. Okay guys, so this is gonna be pretty easy to do. We're just gonna twist that bad boy on there. All right, take our test fluid here. I'm just gonna fill this little U right here, carefully. We went a little over, so we can pour some of that out. right, so that's perfect. No, leave it running for a couple minutes. I'm gonna see, we're gonna run this combustion test on it. It'll take a couple minutes, but if you have exhaust gases leaking from the head gasket, this right here will turn from blue to either green or yellow. If it stays blue, then you don't have a head gasket problem.
I'm trying to buy a new car, but my mom was like, why don't you just at least try to see if somebody can fix yours?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can, from the sound of the engine, I can tell that you need to do a good, like, engine flush on it. You know what I mean? Get a good oil change with, like, a crankcase cleaner, flush it out. I'm waiting to see that coolant level drop. Once I see that coolant level drop, I'm gonna start checking for leaks, but I haven't seen it drop. It's pushing through, but it's not changing. Is your engine light on?
Probably.
Let me.
So yeah, like when I bought it, I knew it was gonna be love. So
Yeah.
I knew that. But when he told me like, oh, you got a blown head gasket, it's nothing you can use. So I was like, wow. Well, I just kind of left it alone. I didn't want to drive it no more, and like.
Yeah, I understand that for sure. Especially head gaskets are pretty intense sounding.
Then I know like zero about cars, so like people just tell me anything.
Yeah. All right, so this one would be the main one that you want to address. The ignition coil D, you got a circuit fault. So generally that's just a ignition coil. You know what I mean? It's just this coil. All right, but so your overall issue was the overheating, correct? All right, so
no, because it never really overheated. Like if I had absolutely nothing in there, then it overheated.
Okay,
but it never like overheated one day while I'm randomly driving. As long as I kept coolant, it never overheated.
So you parked it because it was leaking the coolant?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's the last time I parked it, because I called him like, I don't know what to do. Come look at it, please. I gotta go to school.
Yeah.
And he was like, you gotta leak like a head gasket. You gotta blow a gasket. And I parked it and I haven't drove it since.
All right, so well, I'm gonna you for sure don't have a head gasket failure, because it's been like 8 minutes now. Yeah, the head gasket's not a problem. We just need you can shut it off. Yeah.
Under there. I don't know what.
No, I'll freaking. So I'll put this this little pressure gauge. It takes 16 psi. So.
And this don't help that I'm all these leaves.
Oh no. Well, I've worked in dirt and all mud, you name it. So leaves are the worst, or at least I could say. But just saying, if it was like pouring out.
It was. I promise it was. It was.
All right, I see the drip. All right, so it's going. Okay, so I had to like triple check and quadruple check because I was almost. All right, here's the deal. It's not coming from a head gasket. It's not coming from a hose. It's literally coming from. I was trying to figure out how I could show you. The only way I can see if I can get a picture or something. See if I can get my camera up there. Actually, wait a second. Totally forgot I brought this. Cool. All right.
Like and follow for part 2. Gotta see what I found.
Like open.